Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, yesterday was a slow news day. Day before was kind of a slow news day. Well, we've had a better news day, so we have lots of news to go over, report, and discuss. And in addition to that, this is very important, I have a show and tell to emphasize my point today. But do you know how to get ratings and revenue on a radio station? Talk about a topic, person, or event everyone will want to hear about. Controversy is always good. Breaking news, not bad. Hot news, always steady. Original commentary, solid. Humor, everyone needs a laugh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I am going to go full throttle, full tilt, full bore, full court press, 100% certified, Al Arthur Kirkland Pacino today on injustice and abuse of power. And I'm naming names, I'm taking names, and I'm throwing down. I mean, this is America. I'm a lawyer, I'm a radio talk show host, and it's my duty, I believe, to let you know some things that you're not otherwise going to know unless I told you about it. You know, a lawyer whose decision is based upon, a lawyer whose opinion is based upon the facts is allowed. Even change that where you can even make a comment about a judge. But I just want everybody to know that who's in my crosshairs today isn't a judge. It's a jackwagon prosecutor. And I am going to give you some facts that need to be told. And of course, the mainstream, as they call, I hate that word, mainstream, but the regular media doesn't cover some of the things that I cover. And that's okay, that's all right. We also got some posters today. 2 of them I've told. Traffic girl being here around 7 o'clock. Last night we had a backup in the basement, so here comes Surf Pro. Here comes the plumber. Jeez, old Pete. There's nothing worse. Not really bad, except it did touch upon some of my wife's art from when she was in art school, which kind of makes me mad. You saw the movie Lincoln. Today in history, in 1865, was the day they passed that 13th Amendment abolishing slavery in America. How you like that? It was today. You saw that in Lincoln. The United States in 1876 ordered all Native Americans onto reservations. Can we order all jackwagons onto reservations? Called jackwagon reservation. Joe Louis KO'd Red Berman. Never heard of that guy before. In a heavyweight boxing title. Truman announced in 1950 the development of the H-bomb. You know what H stands for, Garrett and Jake?
Hydrogen.
Yes, you guys are so smart.
Yeah.
Barry Manilow in 1975
yeah.
Went for gold with Mandy. Mandy. You're such a fine girl. No, that's Brandy. Mandy, you came and you gave. Oh, pour it out, Barry. Pour it out, Barry. Oh, Mandy. I wonder if he paid royalties to Mandy. By the way, do not even think about putting a Manilow poster up there. Turn that off. Turn that off. 1993, the Super Bowl, Dallas beat Buffalo. It was a close game. It's 52-17. Justin Timberlake was 32 today. Of course, he was a boy band. Garrett has his poster. Kerry Washington, 36, Smoking Hot in Django. Minnie Driver, 43. Nolan Ryan, 66. And it was Jackie Robinson's birthday today, too. Jackie, baby. You know what Jackie Robinson said? The measure of a man is not what he's done for himself, but the difference he makes in another man's life. So, Garrett, I just want you to know that I know that I'm being measured, the difference that I'm making in your life. Just like the difference you make in all the traffic girls' lives.
Yes.
Jake, is there anything going on in traffic before I call for the first song?
Nothing. Call for it.
All right. Well, I just want everybody to know that this song was chosen by me because today we're taking care of business. This is Bachman Turner Overdrive. The last guy's name was Overdrive. ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. I was in court yesterday out in Boone County, representing about 5 or 6 people, and while we were out there, 2 more people came up to me and said, "Want to hire you?" I mean, it was incredible. It was flattering. But 2 of these people that I'm representing out there are stone cold innocent. Well, actually 3 of them are innocent, but 2 I'm talking about. Stone cold innocent. One goes to trial on Monday, and they want you to plead guilty to something. And you know, God, it is just like, man, all right, yeah, plead guilty to something. But then I said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to have my client plead guilty and have a misdemeanor on his record for 5 years, then get it expunged. It affects their life. And I don't know what it is, but prosecutors can develop some kind of a callousness. I don't know how they sleep at night. Now, I'm not talking, folks, about the person who's like dead to rights, guilty as hell, and they want to be harsh on them. I'm not talking about that kind of situation. I'm talking about the way it pans out, you know. And it was so funny. That's why I'm like, no, we're going to go to trial. Well, you know, if you make us a firm up, no. It's the weirdest thing in the world. The prosecutor begging me to keep negotiating when I said, hell with you, I'm going to trial. And it's just frustrating. Of course, David Dooley's another one out there, as innocent as can be. And they search his truck, give it to him. Search his truck, give it to him. Search his truck, give it to him. Now they want to hold on to the truck. First thing I can think of is, yeah, planting some evidence. I mean, it's just incredible. But what I'm going to discuss a little later in the show, maybe about 7 a.m., maybe even a little later, is I'm going to talk about some events that went on yesterday relative to Sarah Jones. That is incredible. Incredible. And I just shake my head. And with all due respect to Crittenden County, I'm telling you right now, Crittenden County has some issues relative to some public officials. Big time. I mean, I look out at Boone County, and I look at Hamilton County, and I look at Claremont County. Now, some of you might disagree with me, but I'm just telling you what my experiences are. Claremont County, the justice system, never had any issue. Win, you lose. I never felt like I was getting homered or something like that. Really, same thing in Hamilton County. I practiced law all over the place. Campbell County, Kenton County, Boone County, but no, Kenton County, it's different, very different, and I don't get it at all. But I got some Gary Jeff Walker bashing to do too, Garrett. I knew you'd like that.
Nice.
We're going to cover the MSNBC audit. We're going to cover gun control, Gabby Giffords. Funny story yesterday. Had somebody, and I'm not going to, you know, violate any attorney-client privilege here, but I had somebody that was maybe involved in the sale of marijuana, maybe. And maybe law enforcement confiscated some money connected to that. And they came to see me. You know why? They wanted me to sue to get their money back. And I said, where does money come from? Well, I had a birthday 3 days before. Okay. And I had paychecks. I said, all right. But some of it was marijuana money. Okay. Shakespeare every day, buddy. Comedy too. There's comedy too. Anything going out there in traffic, Jake?
There is.
What is it?
We have an accident on Marshall Avenue, east of Spring Grove Avenue, and that is it.
One of the reasons why I brought in my scales of justice as a prop is because the whole concept between blind Lady Columbia, or blind Lady Justice, And the scales of justice is it's supposed to be an even playing field. But when you've got some corruption or you've got some bias and prejudice that enters into the equation, those scales of justice get out of whack. They don't very well balance out, if you know what I mean. And I'm telling you, crazy stuff. I also like to just mention a few other things. I mean, like in Kenton County, Judge Easterling, when he took the witness stand during Sarah Jones' suppression hearing, and acted like he did not know Cody York. Now, I want you to know that I had every right to call him. There was an issue on the warrants. And you might be, if somebody might think, oh, he got in trouble for doing that. Well, no. Do you know what? The judge never filed any complaint against me of any kind. And you know why? Because he'd had to go under oath at a hearing, testify under oath. And of course, you know, didn't make any difference. You know, Judge Summey found, you know, there was no issue, you know, said, well, it's easy for a young person to, you know, not understand, you know, and we have to live with that ruling. But, I mean, here's a district judge, and I said it publicly then, and it's the truth. He denied under oath knowing this kid at all. And he knows that that's not true. Judge, I have a pending matter in front of a judge in Kenton County where the ruling is just like incredible. Incredible. And it's like, my God. It's like, what? Is this the rulings that happen on a regular basis here? Is this how it's done? Good golly. It's scary. And those of you that have, you know, been in the criminal justice system or the civil justice system and, you know, felt like you got homered, well, I'm telling you, it's scary. Another thing that's funny, going back to the funny stuff, I got a email this morning, like 4 o'clock. Mr. Deters, Bulldog, I got a huge case for you. In 25 years, when they start out with that, it is never a huge case. This guy says he has a case against 3 judges, 2 prosecutors, the sheriff, I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, I said, I'm sorry, but I'll pass on that.
What was the problem?
And then they get mad at you. It's so funny. They blow sunshine up your butt. I'm a big fan, you know, you're the best. This is a perfect case for you, da-da-da-da-da. And then you don't take the case, and you're like, oh, really? I mean,
what did he say after you turned him down?
Well, actually, this guy was all right. He didn't go bonkers or nothing. He actually said, all right, thanks. I said, good luck. He said, there ain't no luck to it. He said, all glory to God. I said, all right, all glory to God. What posters do we have there, Jake? I want to get these posters out.
You want me to do it? You want to do it?
You can do it.
Okay, we got James Bond Skyfall.
Yes. It's about time we got a Bond in here. The best Bond ever.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig. People say I look and dress a little bit like him. I agree. I think.
Then we got The Who.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, you pick that poster out. Of all the Who posters, you pick out The Who with a devil.
Jake?
I thought it was pretty cool. It's not necessarily a devil. It's just a horn.
It looks like a freaking
Hey, Garrett.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake, you take that poster home.
Okay.
You reimburse me for it and get another Who poster.
Okay.
Actually, you don't have to reimburse me. We're not going to hang that poster up here.
Okay.
This poster's disgusting.
What the?
You know, I haven't slept. You all want to know that. I have not had any sleep.
No sleep.
No sleep.
Can we just not get a Who poster then?
No!
Just let Jake keep that.
Yeah, you know what? Hell with the Who. If they're going to make a poster like that, I don't want it.
Okay.
The Who sucks.
This is Beatles' Hard Day's Night. That's what I've had. But you know what? I'm ready to go. I got energy to burn. Tonight, I'm going to be speaking about leadership and ethics at NKU. Boy, do I got some examples of what not to do there. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Boy, it's getting cold and windy out there. Cold and windy. Hey, how about this? Donkeys kill more people annually than plane crashes.
Watch out for the donkeys.
Your heart beats with enough strength to shoot blood at a distance of 30 feet. By golly, that's true, because right now my heart is pumping blood through my veins at a 30-foot pace. I'm not kidding you, baby. More people fall in love with flight attendants than representatives of other professions. Well, that's easy. You're scared you're going to die. She's the last person on earth to meet. There you go. Laughing's a great workout for your heart. Whenever you laugh, the blood flow in your heart is increased up to 45 minutes, which in turn improves your heart health. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think this is the ship that Chuck Holbrook went on. The largest cruise ship in the world is Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas. 1,187 feet long, 6,200 passengers. Wow. 25% of all peanuts and 40% of all almonds are used in chocolate making. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
Best candy bars, little Hershey's with the almonds.
Yep. 7,500 varieties of apples are grown. Wow. It's a myth that chocolate causes acne. All right, this is the question of the day. Do Chinese tourists get upset when they buy a souvenir in the U.S. and find out it was made in China? Probably not. They probably could give a damn, William. Jeez, Pete. My God. Johnny Cash is going to be on a stamp. What do you think of that? Johnny Cash, baby. Justin Timberlake's going to perform at the Grammys on February 10th. Go, Justin. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think Fun's performing at the Grammys as well. So that's cool.
Who?
Fun?
Fun?
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks is, hey, by the way, William, Stevie Nicks is spelled N-I-C-K-S, not like the New York Knicks. Good golly. The guy lives in a closet.
Unbelievable.
Country band Lady Antebellum, she's going to join up with them to record an upcoming episode of CMT. Hey, I heard that Kurtzman sucked yesterday. He wasn't prepared or nothing. Is that true?
Yeah, Jake and I had to carry.
He was unprepared? Well, Dan's going to come in here. It's his day. I hope he comes in here. We'll see if he's better prepared.
Dan.
And by the way, I get to stay the whole show today. My first court is at 9:30. It's a deposition. Guess who I'm deposing at 9:30?
Barry Larkin.
Dusty Rhodes, the county auditor,
Oh, yeah?
on an unrelated auditing case.
Give him my best.
Good old Dusty. He ain't going to like me after today. Emmylou Harris entered a not guilty plea after being charged in a hit and run in California. There should be an Emmylou Harris rule. She gets one break, as long as nobody was hurt. Oh my God, this is scary. In an interview with Dr. Phil, the man impersonating Manti Te'o's girlfriend said he fell in love with him. Oh, God.
No, it just gets weirder and weirder.
Diane Sawyer claims she's not considering retirement, even though lately when she talks on the air, it's like this. Well, look at the Macy's parade coming down the road right now. Ron Jeremy's in critical condition after undergoing 2 surgeries for an aneurysm near his heart. Yeah, that guy's disgusting.
Yeah, he really is.
Disgusting.
Ever get in porn?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Katie Couric's show's been renewed for another season. Why? I don't know, and I don't care. Net center Brooke Lopez will replace Rondo on the Eastern Conference All-Stars. And how about the Xavier coach? I'll bet you it's not even in here. The Xavier coach making it to the NFL for winning the award. Let me see if William has it in here. Steve Speck. No, it's not in here. Wait a minute, miss something local, William. Good God.
Yeah, Steve Speck going to the Super Bowl.
Jerome Bettis of Gay Men Playing the NFL. If you play at the caliber where you belong here, you belong here. Well said, Jerome. Well said. And of course, the Super Bowl. I bought a special Super Bowl edition, so on Friday when we cover the Super Bowl, I'll be ready. Congratulations to your Bearcats. They beat Rutgers 62-54.
Yeah, great games there. That we started out a little slow, but
congratulations to Mike Zimmerman. His Hoosiers beat Purdue 97-60. Close game there. Really close game. They didn't know who's going to win till the very end of that one.
Or what Xavier end up doing?
Do we care? I don't know. Did they win? I just threw in the garbage can. I can't look now. Hey, Jake, is there anything going on in traffic?
Traffic? No. No incidents. Actually, there was an injury on Marshall. That accident I told you about earlier, it was an injury, so there's an ambulance coming, so it's going to be blocked for a little bit.
All right. How about this? Kasich's going to expand Medicaid under Obamacare. Kasich. Ryan Hunt pled guilty yesterday to stealing money raised for the family of the deceased Warren County Deputy Brian Dooley. He will not face prison time. I always want to say something. I don't know the circumstances, so maybe there was some pressing reason and he planned on paying it back, so I ain't going to judge the guy. I'm not. But man, that sure does look bad, doesn't it? You know? 19-year-old Deshaun Wheeler was shot and killed yesterday around 7 p.m. on Burton Avenue. Courier Journal Bluegrass poll, 60% of Kentuckians now favor gambling. Yeah, pass gambling after it's too late and everybody else has already got it going. Zachary Creek is charged with 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide and 2 counts of drunken driving. His crash killed 27-year-old passenger Robert Gilreath. I want to tell you right now, do not drink and drive. People die. You get charged with crimes. Call somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Do what I tell you to do. Katie Stein has proposed legislation to allow drug dealers whose customer died from heroin to be charged with homicide. Good legislation, Katie Stein. Good legislation. Brown County, Lee Adams of Hammerville was indicted on January 23rd for breaking into the home of an 88-year-old woman and cutting her power and phone lines. She left shoe prints. You know what you need to do when you commit a crime? Wrap yourself up in plastic. What else do we have here? Derek Clifton, hours before his trial, pled guilty and will serve 6 years for pointing a knife on a 55-year-old female walking in Central Park last year with her dog. Butler County, they keep finding marijuana out there. Find her some marijuana growing in the weeds.
It's a good use of resources there to go track all that down.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury coming up very soon. You're going to want to be tuned in because I'll go ahead and say his name. I'm going to eviscerate Rob Sanders. Or we call him Robbie or Mario. This is Night Moves from Bob Seger on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Getting warmed up for an Al Pacino. Traffic Girl's here. Traffic Girl.
Good morning.
Have you had a chance to find out what's going on in traffic yet? Taking over from Jake the Snake.
Yes, it looks like in Cincinnati there is an injury accident on Marshall Avenue east of Spring Grove Avenue, a disabled vehicle on Coleraine Avenue at Jessup Road, and an accident on I-75 westbound east of Winton Road, exit 39.
She was going to give out my phone number. You don't get, it's unethical for you to give out a phone number if there's an injury in an accident. Don't do that.
Call the Bulldog.
I'm glad I caught you.
I'm not trying to do that here.
Oh my goodness. All right.
859.
I got this chart. I promise you I do this. This is the chart that the people that came out to the Deters company and Snappy Tomato Pizza used to explain what happens under Obamacare. Now listen closely, folks, and enjoy the laugh. Does the employer have at least 50 full-time equivalent employees? If it's no, penalties do not apply to small employers. If the employer has 25 or fewer employees and average wage up to $50,000, it may be eligible for a health insurance tax credit. Now, if it's yes, the next question, does the employer offer coverage to its workers? The answer is no. The next question, did at least one employee receive a premium tax credit or cost-sharing subsidy in exchange? What? What? If the answer is yes, the employer must pay a penalty for not offering coverage. The penalty is 2,000 annual times the number of full-time employees minus 30. The penalty is increased each year by the growth in insurance premiums. Let me tell you what that means, folks. If one employee kind of like opts out, gets a cost-sharing subsidy in exchange, the employer's screwed. Now, does the employer offer its coverage to its workers? If the answer is yes, does the insurance pay for at least 60% of covered health care expenses for a typical population? If the answer is no, employees can choose to buy coverage in an exchange and receive a premium tax credit. The employer must pay a penalty, and it's a $3,000 annual penalty. Folks, employers are already freaking struggling, so you're penalizing the hell out of them. It's going to stimulate the economy. By the way, I have not used this one. I also can imitate Batman's voice. This is Batman. It's time to clean up Gotham. Traffic girl, are you with me?
I'm with you, Batman.
All right. Jake the Snake, what are you doing over there?
I'm in.
Is the Joker hiding somewhere in here?
Count me out. Now like crap.
We knew we could count on you to get out. Hey, by the way, Jerry, I like to shower with boys Sandusky, the judge rejected his request for a new trial. Well, that was a tough call. I can see it now. The judge picks up the 136-page brief of the defendant, and he looks at the front page and says, no. I mean, yeah, that's the way that went down. That's what I think. What else do we have here? JFK Airport. Women were arrested wearing cocaine diapers.
Wow.
They had 7 kilos of cocaine in self-made diapers. The women, Priscilla Pena and Michelle Blassingale, were coming back from the Dominican Republic. I mean, like, hello, bells and whistles going up. Yeah, they were wearing them.
Wow.
Kansas City, Missouri. They're going to have mandatory drug testing in high school. Uh-huh.
Oh, come on, they're kids. Let them be.
Let me see what else do we have here of interest. Former Illinois Governor George Ryan was released from federal prison yesterday to make room for Governor Rod Blagojevich. No, just teasing. Rod Blagojevich is already in prison there in Illinois. If you're a governor in Illinois, you got like a 75% chance you're going to prison in the last 20 years.
Hey, don't throw those out.
Oh, okay. Al-Qaeda posts on a jihadist website Sunday. They promise strong, serious, alarming, earth-shattering, shocking, and terrifying terror strikes in the United States, France, Denmark, and other European nations. Well, hell yeah, you do. Why? Obama's gonna, well, they might come in and do something, but you know, at least they won't get shot with guns. Just think about that. Al-Qaeda as well. We can go blow up a school. There's no guns there. Just get wrapped up. How about this sad? 15-year-old Hadia Pendleton, who went to Obama's administration, inauguration, was shot and killed when the gunman opened fire in a Chicago park. She was shot in the back while fleeing the scene. 42nd homicide victim. Sad, 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 sad.
I was in an upscale part of town, too.
A glitch in the law will leave some families who can't afford the employer coverage unable to receive government assistance to buy their own insurance. Ah, glitch. You think 2,800 pages, they didn't read it. Yeah, there's more than a glitch. There's a gulch. A tornado shut down I-75 in Atlanta yesterday. Wow. Those are some bad tornadoes down there. Have you ever been in a tornado there, Garrett?
No, sure.
Boy, I tell you, see that tornado come, you better run for the cellar. You get in the cellar, you close the door, and you pray that Dorothy don't come and just suck you right out of the cellar.
Well,
that's what we call them. We call them, nickname them Dorothy's. You know, because Dorothy, Wizard Oz, Kansas.
Yeah, I got you.
Chuck Hagel is going to be up for questioning today. Chuck Hagel. He sounds like a, kind of like a movie star. Chuck Hagel.
Chuck Hagel.
Chuck Hagel.
Starring Chuck Hagel.
Starring Chuck Hagel. I mean, there is that one blonde and knocked up. She was named Hagel, isn't she? Her name? Catherine Hagel. Catherine Hagel. Close enough.
How's Hagel?
Chuck Hagel.
Spelled H-A-G-L.
Chuck Hagel and Al Pacino in Shoot 'Em Now. I just made that up. By the way, yesterday my television folks called me, and they were talking about, say, hey, you know, this is what we're planning. This is what we think we're going to do like this, and they said, you got any ideas about that? And just right off the cuff, did I have like brilliance? I'll share it with you off the air. You guys are going to love this. You guys are going to laugh your butts off. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. It's Thursday, right? Thursday?
Yep.
I want everybody to have a nice day, and I'm going to let John Bon Jovi to tell you on ClassX Radio. I love this song. The Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Anything going on out there in traffic world, Miss Traffic Girl?
There is an injury accident on Marshall Avenue east of Spring Grove Avenue. In Cincinnati, a disabled vehicle on Coleraine Avenue at Jessup Road. And an accident on I-275 westbound east of Winton Road, exit 39.
Well, all right. Lindsey Graham's pointed out what I've been pointing out for a long time. Would I be a reasonable American and want my family to have a 15-round magazine and a semi-automatic weapon to make sure if there's 2 intruders, she doesn't run out of bullets? I would say yes. And they have Gabby Giffords go up there and say, I'm tired of our children dying. Well, you know what, Gabby? I'm sorry that you got shot, but you know how to keep children from dying? You got the good guys where the children are with the guns to shoot the bad guys with the guns. Has everybody got to lose their freaking logic in this thing? It's incredible. Ugh. Massachusetts governor, here's a great story. There's a famous video, you can find it online, of a lawyer getting shot at by his client in a divorce case outside a courthouse, and the lawyer is trying to hide behind a tree, a real skinny tree. And the guy's shooting, the lawyer's moving, shooting, he keeps shooting, and it goes on for a while. And you watch that, and the first thing I think of is, what? Because it took him a long time for him to finally shoot and kill him. What if that lawyer had a gun? Bad guy dead. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Makes no sense whatsoever. And did you hear John Kerry cried? He was at the desk of John Kennedy and Ted Kennedy, and now he's Secretary of State. He won't be a senator anymore. Go your little sail. What do they call that? Parasailing. Go parasailing, John, and you'll feel better. Big jackwagon. What do we have here? Oh, he's the richest U.S. senator, too, because he married his friend's widow. Disgusting. Marrying your rich widowed friend. That's terrible. Let me see, what do we have here? I don't think we have anything else in the news that's worthy, you know. There's some economic stuff. This is important. Private equity firms Apollo Global and Metropolis have offered $410 million for most of Hostess's business, including a Twinkie brand. It's rumored that $409 million of the $410 million was for the Twinkies. Unions are unhappy with their Obamacare. What? What? Uh-huh. Facebook revenue jumped $1.5 billion. Profit fell 79%. Oh well. The Federal Reserve continues to buy our debt and just keep watering down our dollar. Water it down. Water it down. A study has revealed that the more housework men do, the less sex they have. Well, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Jeez, oh Pete. The guys that do yard work, auto work, and bill paying have more sex. Just tells you what housework does to you. It saps it right out of you. So here is the solution, guys. You hire a housekeeper so your wife doesn't have to clean the house. See how it'll change your world to the better. It'll change it to the better. I got to ask you guys a question. Poll question. I'm polling my young guys and gals. I got a poll question. How do you deal with a bully? Okay? I'm talking about in any kind of situation. A bully that is a physical bully, a mental bully, a legal bully. I mean, I'm just talking about a bully. How do you deal with a bully? Traffic girl, go.
Just punch him in the face.
All right, figuratively or literally, right? You know what I'm talking about? Because bullying comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
politicians can be bullies. Prosecutors can be bullies.
I'd have no problem confronting anybody about it, even if it wasn't.
Well, yeah. Do you accept it or do you confront it and you fight back?
I would always fight back. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you smiling about, Garrett?
Nothing.
I think Garrett would lay back and take it.
No, I was the bully, so I can't answer the question.
What explains it?
I was.
Well, how would
some?
Well, then, no. You could help answer the question.
Yeah.
What would be the best way to deal with you then? When somebody caved into you, did that encourage you? Or what about the kid that stopped up and pow, right in Tommy Boy's mouth?
Yeah, I'm pretty sharp with the tongue, so unless you hit me, which didn't happen,
you're just going to keep on being a bully.
Unless you could outwit me, but I was never, I would just make a joke everybody would think was funny,
Yeah.
Except for the person you were making fun of.
Except for that.
You were
Except
that
for
guy.
one individual.
He was that guy.
One individual had to take the...
Well, here's my deal, go, all
For
right?
the greater good.
I don't care what the time and circumstances, there's only one way to deal with the bully. Metaphorically, jack him in the mouth. That's how you deal with a bully. By the way, you know how big Bulldog Nation's gotten? I got this letter. Look, handwritten. I'll show it on TV there. Handwritten letter. All right? I open this up and it says, a call for help. I'm sorry for the inconscience of writing. I don't know what inconscience means. To you without knowing you. Unfortunate circumstances have placed me in prison. It's probably criminal, like murder. Now listen. 1,
Probably did something
2,
wrong.
3, 4, 5 handwritten pages, all right? Now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, what's this guy writing about? He's got a good case, right? Good case. No. You know what this 5-page handwritten letter is? He wants me to make sure that I tell the world that the Dalai Lama is a fraud. This prisoner wrote the Bulldog, the Supreme Commander of Bulldog Nation, a 5-page handwritten letter to let me know. So, ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, Bulldog Nation, ClassX audience, I just want you to know that prisoner number 9654, and I won't tell you the prison, says the Dalai Lama is a fraud, and I have done my part at his request.
Right, I think that guy's actually right.
This guy cares, man. This dude cares. He cares, man.
He's scoring some pretty nice drugs there. What is it, county or?
Hey, remind me, we got to record that commercial. Bill Spry's going to fire us if we don't.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do this yesterday, wasn't I?
Yeah. By the way, if you're just tuning in, Wild Man Walker starting Monday is going to be on from 4 to 6 p.m.
Well, let's read it. Let me read it, and we'll see if Bill Spry likes my
your version of it.
Hi, it's Eric Deters to tell you about my show's new sponsor, Custom Clean. Custom Clean specializes in deep down steam carpet cleaning. They also do hardwood, tile, grout, and upholstery, and 24-hour emergency water extraction service.
What about softwood?
Softwood too. Located in Ellesmere at 514 Ash Street. Their phone number for carpet cleaning appointments is 859-342.
So what?
Clean.
So whether you got hardwood,
Custom Clean,
or softwood
carpets,
they will take care of you.
or balsa wood.
They'll steam your wood, basically.
They'll steam your wood. And if you got
wood,
if you got carpet, if you got carpet
down there.
they'll steam that too. They'll steam the carpet. Clean it right up.
You got water down there, we extract the water. Water extraction covered.
Can we go to the song ain't long enough. We gotta keep going.
They'll steam your wood until it's
you know what?
clean and soft.
I just want to let you know that, hey, I'm responsible for these people. They're good clients of mine.
That's on Sleeka?
No, Sleeka's the window guy.
Those phony businesses?
No. Custom Clean specializes in deep down steam carpet cleaning.
I like to get deep down when I steam.
How about
carpets.
Hey, you gotta keep your grout clean.
Yeah.
Your grout gets dirty, you got problems, big time.
Got to clean between the cracks.
You know, I want to tell you something. We're gonna have to clean our basement because of the backed up septic tank.
Yeah, that's a hillbilly problem.
Ah,
Right there.
shut up!
Back in Anderson, we have what do they call it? Oh yeah, plumbing. And outhouses. We don't even need them anymore. It's pretty great. It's pretty awesome. Ohio, it's just.
Hey, here's something. You'll love this. This is from Bulldog Nation member Chris. He goes, Dick in Dayton works at a Lowe's in Beaver Creek.
Oh.
I made the mistake once to say hello to him. It was he capitalized all this. It was one of the longest 20 minutes of my life. He doesn't shut up. I tell you what's good about it. If you confront him at Beaver Creek Lowe's, you can't do the dump button. At the big one, I used to just say, all right, thank you there.
Yeah. Yeah, Dick doesn't add much to the shows, but I love the guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Every night.
Yeah, he didn't add anything to a show. Because this is what he would do. Hi, Eric. I just want to let you know I really like you. And I like Willie. And I like Sloaney. And I like Daryl. And I just want to tell all of you guys I really like you guys. And how about those Reds? And
you know what he'd say to me off the air? He'd say, now what about Daryl? Does he get my Christmas cards?
Oh, my God.
I'm sure he does, Dick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, and we come back with some more Radio Superbity. This is Bruce Springsteen.
Don't throw that out.
I just want to tell you, Sarah Jones, better days are ahead of you. This is the Bulldog. on ClassX Radio. Is there anything going out there, traffic girl?
Yes, in Cincinnati there is a disabled vehicle on Coleraine Avenue at Jessup Road, an accident on Coleraine Avenue at Rayburn Drive. The right shoulder is blocked on I-75 southbound north of I-74. And in Hamilton County there's an accident on Cleves-Warsaw Pike at Neeb Road.
Very good. What about you, Jake? If you do anything over there besides just playing around on your laptop or you're petting animals?
You want an animal fact?
Yeah, you gotta have an animal fact.
Fact of the day.
What's your one animal fact today?
Despite being the top carnivore across much of the United States, the black bear is 90% vegetarian.
Wow!
I prepared last night. I had one ready.
That was pretty good.
What's the other 10%? If my fat ass comes strolling through the woods and
Probably you. You're probably the, yeah.
You know what I don't wish bad things on anybody, but I have to admit I might be interested in seeing Garrett running from a black bear.
I'd outrun it.
Because he talks so much about how like he's Mr. Agile and he can run fast and everything else. I'd like to know that, you know?
Black bears aren't as scary as brown bears.
Grizzly?
Yeah, the grizzlies are the bad ones, the mean ones.
Yeah, the grizzlies.
How fast do they run?
Grizzlies are real bad.
Yeah.
When we went out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, it was like, do not feed the grizzly bears.
Yeah.
They will eat you.
Black bears are curious and brown bears are defensive. So,
yeah. I think we got a few things to fill in the blank on pop culture. For example, give us a full report there, what happened down in Miami.
Yeah, how about this? So, the Miami Herald reports this morning that Dan Marino had a love child.
Love child.
Back in 2005, this girl was born, and it was with a TV production assistant at a CBS affiliate in Manhattan, and then paid her millions of dollars to keep it quiet. So it's kind of an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Does he get his millions back since it didn't stay quiet?
That's true. No, he's screwed now. It'll be interesting to see what his wife finds out.
Well, another interesting fact.
6 kids he's got.
Did you hear about that math teacher that was like tweeting some crazy stuff? I mean, like her kids were like flirting with her and she's sending messages back. It was hilarious. Taking real risque pictures. She's, I mean...
And just throwing them right down the line?
Just right out there.
All out there.
Throwing it all out there. I mean, it's like, she goes, oh, that was nice. Somebody just called me Miss McCutie.
Wow.
But you're still jailbait. My gosh. It was funny, math teacher. Oh, well, she'll be teaching something besides math now, won't she? By the way, you about the skeet shooting controversy. A congresswoman from Tennessee says, hey, Mr. President, you say you skeet shoot all the time at Camp David. Where's the skeet shooting photograph? I'll guarantee you, you watch. They are lying. They are lying. I can't picture the president shooting a gun anytime, any place, anywhere, ever. Can you, Shannon?
No.
Can you, Garrett?
No.
So now he's going to be stuck. They're gonna dress him up like a hunter or something.
Yeah,
take a picture.
Well,
his hair's a little grayer now, you know.
They'll do it in front of a green screen.
Did you hear about the MSNBC edit? They freaking edited one of the parents of Sandy Hook testifying and made it sound like there were hecklers. And they weren't. They were supportive. I mean, is that shameless?
That is just not...
It's messed up, man. I tell you, right? Journalism integrity. Are you kidding me?
There is none.
Are you kidding me?
They barely teach.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. The Inquirer. They covered my bar suspension, all that stuff, and every time I got sanctioned, Rule 11. Well, one of them they covered was one in Grant County where I sued 2 lawyers for violating the HIPAA law, and the judge dismissed it and sanctioned me. It was totally unfair. I mean, I had very good basis, a lot of good research. Well, the Court of Appeals last Friday reversed it. They said that the HIPAA law didn't apply in that situation, but they said there was absolutely no basis for me to be sanctioned. I sent it to the Inquirer. You seen a story about it? No. So, I mean, it cracks me up. Now, if you cover that when it happens and it gets reversed by the Court of Appeals, how do you not do a story on that? Well, I'll tell you why they don't do a story on it. Because they decide, well, it's Deters, and he bashes Jim Hanna, so we're not going to do anything. But, I mean, it's incredible. No journalistic integrity, except right here on ClassX News.
That's right.
ClassX News. We break the news. Oh, yesterday out in Boone County, this was great, Garrett. I was representing like 4 or 5 people, and while I was there, like a bunch more hired me. It was fun. They recognized my lovely mug, I think. They filed a motion, the prosecutor did, for a gag order to not talk about the case. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, up till this point, the judge has allowed everybody to talk about it. They've talked about it. I've talked about it. I've got a whole pile of things that I'm going to file showing that they've talked about it and whatnot, and the evidence. And heck, the judge let him have an interview from jail. But you know what's going on here? And it just cracks me up. No lawyer ever lets his client do television interviews except me. And I'm the only lawyer who, when your client is innocent, that you shout it from the mountaintops over and over and over again, you're innocent, you're innocent, you're innocent. So can you imagine that? Because this is not the law, by the way. That you cannot say your client is innocent, Garrett. Don't you dare do that, defense attorney. We don't want you telling the television news and the print media and your Facebook and your radio show. Don't you say that David Dooley isn't innocent. And don't you be telling everybody that David Dooley, that there's no evidence against him. Don't you be doing, and don't you say that you think somebody else did it. What? How are you not supposed to be doing that?
That's your job.
Darn right. Well, it's a good thing to tell people that you're innocent. Injustice and justice. That's another injustice too. I met with my expert about that Ottawa shooting I told you about. Rob Sanders. I mean, I cannot wait to show this to the defendant cop that shot and killed and murdered Michael Ottawa. And I cannot wait to show it to a jury. But it is like clear as day. You can check it out, by the way, on YouTube. You can go see Michael Ottawa, finish line, Officer Byrd, B-Y-R-D, and you can see a police shooting. You can watch the video and see the cop run up the side of the car and shoot the guy in the back through a window. Now, how does Rob Sanders, the Chief Kenton County Commonwealth Attorney, watch that and say, we don't know how he was shot, we don't know when he was shot, we can't tell, are you kidding me? Either A, he ignored the video, which what I accuse him of, or 2, he didn't bother to watch the video. Either one's just downright terrible. But how does the chief prosecutor have that much lack of integrity? I mean lack of integrity, where you have video evidence as clear as day. By the way, folks, just so you know, you don't get to use lethal force on somebody suspicious of alcohol by a minor leaving a parking lot. His life wasn't in danger, folks, as he was running alongside the car to murder Michael Ottawa. And by the way, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. He murdered. I'm not going to get sued for slander, because it's truth. He murdered him. And get this, the police department who does the investigation in Ellesmere, they do this investigation. Well, guess what I've learned? You'll love this. The whole purpose, they said, we have Erlanger do this is because we want to make sure it's fair. Erlanger investigates Ellesmere. Ellesmere investigates Erlanger. Guess what I found out last night? The cop that did the investigation for Erlanger used to be on the Ellesmere Police Department.
Right, pretty good friends.
Hey, you think they might have known that? You think they probably knew that he used to be an Ellesmere? I think so, probably. Let me tell you something, folks. Join Bulldog Nation and help yours truly, Al Pacino, fight injustice in Campbell County jails where they don't give you your medicine. Fight injustice where prosecutors don't prosecute the cops, but they'll prosecute you for something you didn't do. And they meddle in probation, and they meddle where they don't, and they recuse themselves from cases, but then they still stay involved in cases. It goes on and on and on. Oh, what about, yesterday, when you come back, I'm going to tell you another story about one of our hospitals and the illegal things they're doing. But you can't get in the media because they buy too much advertising. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. So, it's amazing. And I'm sharing these with you because I know they're public interest. And you should be aware of them. I mean, these things, you know, these stories aren't getting out in the news. 5/9/12/19 is not going to do something about a hospital. I got this case pitting against St. Elizabeth Medical Center relative to their billing issues. Well, yesterday, I had to sit down for about 2 hours with somebody that, for lack of a better word, complete insider, and spilled the beans on some, you know, no other way to put it, illegal things that they do. They drive up our healthcare costs. Our healthcare costs. Driven up. And everybody just la-la land, you know. And I told this person, I said, you know what? If I don't fight this battle, and you don't fight this battle, who fights the battle? Because nobody else is going to fight the battle. I'm telling you, it is lonely. Trust me. It is lonely, it is stressful, and it ain't all fun and games. You know, you might get on television for something, but I'm telling you, fighting power isn't easy. Ever. Now, I relish it because it's like, I'll take you all on. Like Shannon, there were 3 lawyers against 1 in the Dirty.com case, and we had 8 and they only had 2. If they would have had like 20 more lawyers, it would have been 8-2 them. It ain't going on traffic.
In Cincinnati, the right lane is blocked on I-75 southbound north of I-74. There's stop-and-go traffic from the Norwood Lateral. In Cold Spring, a serious accident on the AA highway westbound of Mernon Road. A disabled vehicle in Cincinnati on Coleraine Avenue at Jessup Road. An accident on Coleraine Avenue at Reburn Road. And in Hamilton County, there is an accident on Cleves-Warsaw Pike at Neeb Road.
All right. By the way, we cut that fine Custom Clean commercial. I started to laugh a few times. I was being honest. I was like, you guys got me all messed up here. All messed up here. Oh, by the way, don't you love these Twitter self-description? I don't mean to dog this guy because he did, you know, join my Twitter group. I'm not going to say his name, and I'm just going to use it off the top of my head, so nobody will know who it is. But how about this? Somebody's Twitter, and they say, deep thinker, philosopher, I want to make people's lives better, and I believe in nature and trees and the wind. I mean, you read some of these freaking Twitter self-descriptions, and you're like, whoa, okay, what fantasy land do you live? I like this one. I'm a freaking plumber and I fix toilets. Now that's a real guy, you know what I mean? How about the girls? I'm looking for my soulmate somewhere in the wind as it blows through my hair as I run through the grass with my bare feet chasing butterflies. If I catch the butterfly, I'll let it go like love, because if you let it go and it comes back to you, it's yours. But if the butterfly dies, you're going to be sad. I mean, they write this stuff on Twitter. Jeez, oh, Pete. You guys get this stuff? By the way, you can be my Twitter fan on Bulldog, and that's with 3 L's.
It's follow.
Bulldog. Follow. Follow me.
I've never been on Twitter.
You never have? I don't. Twitter. Tweet.
I'm pretty into Twitter, more than Facebook. Facebook.
Right.
It's just another example of our society being up each other's ass all the time.
You think?
Just want to know what everybody else is doing.
At every moment of the day.
Possible second.
What are you eating for dinner?
Well, you know what Sean Maloney told me once? Sean Maloney said there's some people, and this is why there's pop culture. This is why people follow the Kardashians. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just Kardashians or whatever. There are some people that, for whatever reason, other people are interested in what they're saying and what they're doing. It's going to be that way always. You go in any high school, and there's a couple kids that all the other kids want to know what they're doing and what they're saying.
That was me.
Popularity.
I what I was doing all the time.
Yeah. That was me in high school at Covington Latin, Thomas More College.
You were in college and you're like 16?
Yeah, 15.
Couldn't even drive?
15. I graduated 19. But I was the social director. I was the Stratton. Remember Animal House? Stratton?
Yeah.
Otter? Eric Stratton. They called me Stratton. That was my nickname because I was the social director. You know why they made me social director? Because my dad let us have bladder busters in the spring and a bladder buster in the fall. All the freaking beer you could drink. IDs, what are you talking about? I mean, you do this today, everybody goes to jail.
Right.
Not back in the 1980s, early 80s.
Where'd you get that?
My dad was going through Thomas More College. It's hilarious. He'd go to a board meeting at Thomas More, big poster. Bladder buster, Deters Farm this Friday.
Sounds like a good job.
Well, you get farm party.
But I used to
get the barn going.
But I was one of the cool guys because I was the social director of the only fraternity at Thomas More College. House built the Gamma, baby. Stratton. They also nicknamed me Plowboy because I was a farmer.
I felt the fact.
Did I ever tell you the nickname that I got called the Supplier?
Ooh.
Now listen.
Are you running?
No. It had nothing to do with drugs. And listen, kids are going to listen, so I'm going to tell you this in code, okay? I got the nickname the Supplier because all my fraternity brothers were too scared to go in certain stores and buy certain things. And I didn't give a hoot.
Oh.
Maybe that's when I knew I was going to be a lawyer. So you guys all got what I'm talking about. So they started calling me the Supplier. They'd give me orders.
You bought the beer for everybody? Is that what that means?
Yeah, good job, Garrett. Way to go. I like you.
I
Good
figured
cover.
it out. I
Good
was
cover.
like,
Good cover.
wondering.
Good cover. You know what? I think you speak better with a Snickers in your mouth, Tommy boy.
Do I? Don't give me that bag.
Hey, your Bearcats.
Kick some ass.
I got to ask you, what do you think their ranking in the NCAA tournament's going to be?
4.
A 4 seed?
4 seed. Playing a 13. Well, I don't know.
I got to ask you a question. Let's say UK makes a tournament, which they probably will.
I won't.
UK makes a tournament. Who wants to play them? No matter what seed they are.
I would love to play UK.
You be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I'd love to play UK with their ass.
You know what? UC was going to have to spray themselves with a lot of deer antler if they got any chance at all to beat UK. They'd have to spray themselves down with deer antler. They'd have to bring in Ray Lewis and show them how to. You know what?
We got a better team than UK right now.
I just realized it kind of just touched me when I looked over and across from Jake's shoulder and saw Chuck Norris, my hero, hanging in here. It just touched me. It interrupted my speech. It just moved me so much that we got Chuck overlooking us, looking right at me every show. There's Chuck, you know, giving me that power, you know, kumite.
It's passing it on to you.
Yes, I mean, I just, thanks, Chuck. I hope I make you proud.
A lot of inspiration in this room.
Are you inspired by what you see across from you there, traffic girl?
Oh, definitely.
Are you going to put a poster up there?
Yes.
All right.
Let's get on that.
All right. Well,
She can't wait to
did Sabrina
strip down?
We got Sabrina. She came in here and took pictures of you yesterday. I wasn't here. How was the photo session? By the way, Dan's coming in 8 o'clock.
Good, good. I love
Good.
it. Love God.
Yeah.
My best behavior.
Does he bless you before you leave here every day that he's in here?
No, we do confession though.
Do confession?
Yeah, whatever that is.
I heard. Did he not say that his wife has cute toes too?
Yes, he did.
You guys are sick.
See, cute toes are important.
Yeah. Weirdos.
No.
About that. Sick, man. Toes are sick.
Okay. Let's ask the woman.
Day?
Is there a particular part of a man's body, Shannon, that you think are generally disgusting?
Yeah.
What is
There's
that?
quite a few.
The feet? The feet? What?
Yes.
The feet?
Guys' feet is gross.
That, see?
Not proportionate.
See?
Toes are weird. It's gross.
There you
Well,
go.
girls' toes are the same freaking way because they're
No.
toes.
No.
No, girls' toes are.
My toes are cute.
Oh, hell.
And we keep them pedicured and polished.
Yeah. You know
They're
what?
not all
There's
funky.
fungus on that toe and foot.
Hey, let's just
It's
go.
all over the place. Doesn't matter if you're. I mean, I clean
Hey.
my foot too.
Hey, to honor Who, since we're throwing their poster out of the studio, let's play some Who. This is Going Mobile on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, I turn it over to Shannon Traffic Girl for a full report.
In Cold Spring, there's a serious accident on the AA highway westbound of Mernon Road. In Cincinnati, the right shoulder is blocked on I-75 southbound north of I-74. There's slow traffic from the Norwood Lateral, exit 7. In Cincinnati also, an accident on Coleraine Avenue at Reburn Road, an accident on Springdale Road at Yellowwood Drive. In Westchester, an accident on the ramp to I-275 eastbound on I-75 northbound at I-75 exit 16. In Hamilton County, there is an accident on Cleves-Warsaw Pike at Neeb Road, and a disabled vehicle on the ramp to I-75 southbound on West Mitchell Avenue at I-75. And finally, in Hamilton, an injury accident on Winton Road at West North Bend Road.
Very good. That's a long report.
I know, there's a lot going on today.
But we're sorry there's an accident. That's not very good. So anyway.
Call 859.
Nah,
Call the Bulldog.
you're gonna get me in trouble, man. You're gonna get me in trouble.
If we do it.
Huh?
If we do it.
If you do it, well, that's what they do is they say, yeah, you told him to do it. You know, that's what they're, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna blame me for what you guys do.
That's true.
You know. Wow, custom clean, window world,
So we're
Jim Ford True, or Jim True Ford, Jim True Ford.
True.
What do you think of these gun laws, man? It's gonna be a battle. These gun laws everywhere. Guns, guns, guns. Do you have a gun, Shannon?
No, I don't. I'd like one. It's probably best if I don't have one.
Like you might shoot somebody, get
Yeah.
mad, and just fire away.
Yeah.
Like they accuse all of us doing, you know?
Just losing my cool,
Right,
firing everyone.
right. I tell you, you know, it's something that it's the Second Amendment. It's important. It's one of those things where you know, it's good to do, to have, possess, concealed carry, keep it open. You know, you're allowed to carry a gun on your hip, as long as everybody can see it. Draw.
I'm just going to hire a bodyguard
There you go.
Are you? Man, it's funny.
and a driver. He can be my driver too.
I got to tell you another funny life story. It's just so hilarious. Remember Fred Keith, that lawyer that tried to attack me on the courthouse steps, the federal courthouse after Sarah's trial? Well, if so,
John O'Schleka?
no. So anyway, the witness that came in, my client slash witness who flew in and was there to watch my closing argument, which totally kicked ass. So this lawyer's talking to her. He starts trashing me. He said, "Man, he's incompetent, and he's doing all these things." And she goes, "That's funny that you just dogged him like that, because I just actually saw him in court, and he was freaking incredible." It was like what a jackwagon. Gets better. Yesterday, some young divorced, she's got 4 kids, woman, has an issue with a local bank that was like doing some funny things with her accounts. And she showed up with one of her kids. She apologized for having the kid. Don't worry about apologizing. And this is a young woman who's down on her luck. I mean, she's got lots of problems going on. And the kid's in there, and I said, "Hey, you like cartoons?" I do this all the time. "You like cartoons?" And she goes, because I got Fox News on. I turn on the cartoons. I'm sitting there. I said, "You like ice cream?" He's like 40 years old. So we get him an ice cream, because I got ice cream that I like to eat, but I gave him one of my ice creams. He's sitting there eating ice cream. He's loving me. So they bring in my pizza. I don't take time for lunch. They bring in a pizza, and he's sitting there, and he's looking at the pizza. "You want a piece of pizza?" He goes, "Yeah." Give him a piece of pizza.
God, you're a scary
and then this woman, she goes, "Well, how much is it going to cost me?" I said, "Nah, this could be a class action lawsuit. I think it's going to cost you nothing." And then she's telling me about some other things. I'm giving her free advice, and she's got another issue. And I said, "I'll just send them a letter for you. I do it all the time. I'll just send a letter." I mean, I am just like being nice as hell to her, nice to her kid, which I always do. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything special. It's the way I treat them. Well, this is hilarious. She goes, "You know, this is funny." I said, "What do you mean it's funny?" She says, "Because that incident that I had, that you're going to write that letter for me free, I ran into a Florence police officer." And I said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Who was it?" She actually gave me his name. Steve Duncan. Let's Jack Wiggin up. Steve Duncan.
Yep.
Steve Duncan. Steve Duncan says, he goes, "Are you going to see a lawyer?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to go see Eric Deters." And he laughs, he goes, "Ha ha ha. All he's going to do is take your money and not do a damn thing for you." Now, she reports that to me. Now, just imagine, she doesn't say that until after I've done all these nice things for her and her kid. And then she says that, and she goes, "How does that happen? How can that guy say that when he don't even know you, and you're treating me completely different than what he said?" I said, "Welcome to my world." But isn't that funny?
Wow.
That is good.
Cop.
Lucky
Steve
kid.
Duncan.
Free pizza and ice
I tell you
cream.
right now, you got ice cream and you have cartoons, the kids love you.
Where is this, in the office?
Yeah, in the office.
I'm gonna come down.
Let's go hang out there.
By the way, I got to get the details on this. There was a tragic explosion in Newport Friday. I think it was last Friday. And the Luttrell family and the Neal family, they lost their son. And she's still in the university hospital with some terrible, terrible burns. And the father was hurt as well. And this Friday, they're going to have a fundraiser, and I'll get the details tomorrow, but I want to promote it down in Newport. But can you imagine your house exploding? Your house just exploding? All I know is one thing, houses just don't explode. But, you know what though? We're going to cheer you up with some Eddie Money. This is kind of one of those songs that, nostalgic, you know? Nostalgic. Crank it up. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. By the way, being really nice to a kid doesn't always help you get a client. There was a, I'm just going to keep it this, there was a real bad accident, and I was asked to go to somebody's house. They wanted to interview me. And I took someone else with me that was talking to them while I'm not kidding you, played with this little boy that was like 3 years old. I played some game for like 30 freaking minutes in the living room. You would think that would get you some brownie points, right? No. Now I gotta tell myself something else that just happened. I cut that commercial for Custom Clean, right? And it says in there that they do extraction of water. Okay? Well, I got some water in my basement. I'd already called Surf Pros, done it in the past, right? So, I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's not very low. The guy's sponsoring my show. So I sent a text to Surf Pro guy. Hey, sorry, but I got to cancel you. I sent a text message to sponsor guy, Custom Clean. Hey, Jeff, man, I got a job for you. I need you. I didn't know you did water extraction. I just canceled Surf Pro. He goes, man, he goes, we can't do that today. I said, really? So I go back to the text to the Surf Pro guy. Surf Pro guy goes, who is this? And I said, oh, it's Eric Deters. Oops, that wasn't meant for you. See you later. Now, is that not hilarious? Now, was that smooth or what? Now, if they're listening, they'll laugh about it. Was that not funny? Oops, no, that wasn't meant for you.
Not now. Excuse me.
Joining us is Reverend Dan Francis from Altonia Baptist Church at StayInTheRoom.com. It's good to have you, Dan. Before I have get what you have to say today, we got here from Traffic Girl. What do you got, Traffic Girl?
In Cold Springs, there is a serious accident on the AA highway westbound north of Mernon Road.
AA highway.
In Hamilton County, an injury accident on Whitten Road at West North Bend Road. Icy conditions reported on Ribolt Road at Wesselman Road. In Hamilton County, also a disabled vehicle on the ramp to I-75 southbound on West Mitchell Avenue at I-75. An accident on Cleves-Warsaw Pike at Neeb Road.
There's a bunch of accidents.
In Cincinnati, an accident on Coleraine Avenue at Rayburn Drive.
Can you read them?
An accident on Springdale Road at Yellowwood Drive. In Westchester, an accident on the ramp to I-275 eastbound on I-75 northbound at I-275 exit 16. And in Cincinnati, the accident is cleared on I-75 southbound.
What a cluster mess!
Woo!
Jeez!
Be careful out there.
It's a cluster mess. We're FCC regulated. I got one final thing. Friday, 9 p.m., Huddles Cafe. Friday, 9 p.m., Huddles Cafe. You can come down and see me. I'm going to be there. Ida and Paul Neal and Marcia Hardwig for Dwayne Luttrell, who passed away in the Newport explosion.
Wait, that's at Huddles?
Huddles Cafe.
Isn't that where that toothless hillbilly, Gary Jeff Walker?
Oh, God. Well, I tell you right now, if Gary Jeff Walker there, my brother sent me a text, or left me a voicemail. He was saying some bad things about Sarah and me. And I gave that toothless idiot a job.
Yeah, he's a hillbilly.
He's the most passed over talk show talent, or non-talent, ever. Yeah. He always wants, how come I didn't get the gig at night? How come I didn't get the gig?
He'd always bring in two giant like liters of.
It's because
tea
you're on Jack Daniels too much,
and
Gary
Jack
Jeff
Daniels.
Walker. I'm not kidding you. I've never known a guy with worse breath than him.
Oh.
He sang one night a week at Bulldogs, and you'd be 20 feet away from him and be like, whoa.
Bad teeth.
And he'd get in people's faces, no teeth.
Leisure suit.
He's got so many gaps in his teeth, he uses a 2x4, not a toothpick.
Hey-o.
I just made that up. Hey, Reverend, do you have any observations about?
Oh, I do. I have some
things
observations. Let me tell you, I've been observing all week long, and you know, I made notes to myself during the week. And here we've got. I mean, there's some kind of campaign about kill the cats. Is that?
Yeah, there's some people.
No, it's not true.
Birds.
It's great camp. That's a good idea. Kill those slimy.
We'd have more bird poop on our cars than ourselves if they don't kill the birds. Go ahead, Dan.
And the Lone Ranger. I just want you to know, I was the Lone Ranger in my growing up days. The Lone Ranger, he was my hero.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was a major. That's right.
Here comes Dan Francis, running out of the room. Running out of the room.
I had an outfit. I had the outfit.
You had the
and
outfit and everything?
I don't anymore. But
Oh
I
my
did.
gosh. Dan, I'm going to go ahead and push the limit here. How old were you when you had this?
Oh, I was very young, just a wee little lad.
Okay, good. I was hoping it wasn't like, well, when I was 25, I dressed up like the Lone Ranger and went cruising.
Yeah, there you go.
What else do you got there? Any other observations?
My observation was that I got called something earlier in the week that I was very proud of. You called me a man of God, but also a man of man.
There you go.
There you go. I heard that and I went, you know what? That's theologically correct.
You know what? The best preachers, the best priests, the best ministers, in my humble opinion, are people that are right with God, they're holy, they're righteous, they're good, but at the same time, they got that humanity to them because it allows you to connect and express to your flock. Am I not correct?
You are, and it's never been a problem of being too holy for me. My corrective.
Too holy is not good.
I've never had that problem. So
Randy the preacher was my good buddy, and he was a preacher, and he kind of like you. You know, you used to be a rocker. You know, Randy readily admitted that, you know, in his youth, he had some issues. But, you know, he got on the right path, and but you could always talk to Randy, just like you, about anything.
Yeah.
You talk about anything. Like you could even appreciate the art on our wall.
I do.
And I understand we share wives with cute feet.
And we do. We do.
Garrett's girlfriend has ugly feet.
That's horrible.
Jake, I'm going to put you on the spot. Your girlfriend, their feet.
Yeah, cute feet.
Oh my
Said the right
God.
Do you believe that, Reverend? I don't. You got to go to confession. You're Catholic. You got to go to a priest now.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan. Anything else?
Well, I just have noticed also that there's, you know, you and I like to talk a little bit of artistic stuff. I was wondering if you had seen the movie with Bill Murray about the Franklin D. Roosevelt.
No, I have not seen that yet, unfortunately. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Is it good?
Yes, and it's a chick flick, too.
Really?
And yeah, you'd like to take the wife, I mean...
Good.
You know, it's a little slow, which is typical of those, but...
God, Bill, he looked like FDR.
Oh, my.
In that movie poster, his head laying back with that cigarette. I'm like, God, he looks like FDR.
He pulls it off, and the two things you notice is, of course, the media, because... You know, they ignored the fact that he had women in his life. They just kind of ignored
They just ignored that?
They just ignore that.
That's a good thing to do.
They know it's there.
Right.
And they didn't really know about this lady being around until, they say at the end of the movie, until she died like at 100 years old, they found all of her diaries underneath her bed.
Right.
Until then, it was not really
And that's
known.
what it's based on?
Yeah, that weekend.
I remember reading about that.
Of the British had visited that weekend. You know, and it was really an interesting historical view.
Do you remember the movie, what was it called, where the guy slowly, they were really rich, and he slowly kind of killed her with insulin shots? It's a famous legal battle. He was acquitted.
Mm-hmm.
God, what's the name of that family in that movie? Oh, Von Clausen?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
In that movie, there's something that's so, he's narrating the story. And one day, like, she opens up a box and saws the letter. And I forget what the quote was, but he said, to think that there is infidelity is one thing, but to read it in the letters, was too crushing. So at least nobody found the letters till everybody was already dead.
And the other thing is they never took a picture of him, of course, when he was, you know, they were carrying him around because he couldn't walk,
polio.
Polio.
Oh. This is a classic. This is one of my favorite songs of all time, and she's on our wall. This is Joan Jett. Do You Wanna Touch?
Me.
Big, great drums right here. This is like a marching band on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. We got Pastor Dan in here, and we got, of course, Garrett. We have to have somebody operate the board. Although I learned that I could operate the board by myself and I wouldn't need him. But now he's trying to claim it's too complicated for me, and maybe it's just job preservation.
Yeah, you won't figure it out.
And I'm not technically inclined. Can you give me a little traffic report that hasn't been reported yet, Sabrina? My gosh.
Shannon.
I mean Shannon, my bad. The reason why I said Sabrina is because Sabrina is texting me directions where she's got to go do the video deposition. Go ahead.
Nothing that I haven't reported yet.
Okay. We'll just do a quicker overview.
Okay, in Cold Spring, there's a serious accident on the AA highway westbound north of Mernon Road. In Hamilton County, there are an injury accident on Wynn Road at West Northbound Road, an accident on Cleves-Warsaw at Neeb Road. In Cincinnati, there's an accident on Springdale Road at Yellowwood Drive, an accident on Coleraine Avenue at Reburn Road. In Westchester, there's an accident on the ramp to I-275 eastbound on I-75 northbound at I-275 exit 16. And in Hamilton, there are disabled vehicles on the ramp to I-75 southbound west on Mitchell Avenue at I-75.
Very good. Dan, what else do you got on your mind today?
Well, the Super Bowl and God. You know, you're hearing a lot about the Super Bowl this week in God, and I have some concerns. I read some statistics. This will kind of blew my mind. This was produced by the January Religion and Politics Tracking Survey. Even though only 3% of Americans identify as fans of the Baltimore Ravens or San Francisco 49ers, 66% of Americans are likely to tune into the Super Bowl, including 42% who say they seldom or ever watch sports. Nearly 3 in 10 Americans believe that God plays a role in determining which team wins.
Oh my God. Yeah,
according to this report. And I'm kind of off the charts on that, because it's just really hard for me to believe that people think that God, certainly God influences people's lives and helps them in difficult situations. But
I appreciate you praying for God, everybody be safe and everything else.
Sure.
But when the quarterbacks and all them point up to heaven,
oh yeah,
I'm thinking to myself, you think God really cares that you just threw that touchdown pass? That's just me, though.
What he cares is what you do after you throw that.
There you go. There you go. What else?
There's a quote in here in the Sports Illustrated about, they called it in the fields of the Lord. Lee Stickle, who is the longtime
That's
NFL...
what Garrett and I do. We fight in the fields of the Lord. Go ahead.
That's right.
They're battling for God.
That's right. Lee Stickle, longtime NFL offensive assistant, the coach of the Vikings for a season, was the proponent of cut blocking. You know, that little dangerous tactic of aiming at an opponent's knees downfield. And when his players balked at cut blocking, he told them, to a man, I say, go cut them, Steckel recalls. And they say, but they have a career like mine. I say, well, they're trying to take your career away from you. And since 2005, he has been president and CEO of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the international sports ministry team that organizes Bible studies for players. Given that role, you might wonder if Steckel has any regrets about the years he spent urging techniques that could maim opponents. He does not. He said, God loves us just the way we are, but at the same time, he does require excellence, and in the NFL, performance is ultimate.
It's that old Benjamin Franklin, I think. God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah, well, look, most people, when you ask them that where that comes from, you know, when they tell you, they think it comes from the Bible.
It's from Franklin, isn't it?
It's from Franklin. It didn't come from the Bible.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, Franklin, of course.
You were reading Franklin for your devotional last night, weren't you?
You know, one of my favorite, what the words I'm looking for, reference to God by a politician is Theodore Roosevelt, when he was shot in the chest and he gave that speech when he had the Bull Moose Party when he was running in 1924, and no, back it up, 1918, and he wanted to be the president again, and he no, Roosevelt began. I got all mixed up. It was 1914.
Get your facts straight.
Well, anyway, or 1912. Anyway, bottom line is, Teddy has got a bullet in his chest, and he goes to this big rally in Milwaukee, and he delivers this great speech about, And he concludes it, Pastor Dan, with, "We stand at Armageddon and we battle for the Lord."
That's right.
That's classic. You got that, Garrett? You went to the board. I was
No, I don't.
We stand at Armageddon. I was thinking, you got TR on the radio? Go ahead with your
good.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, it's just amazing to me about how they do this, because even if a player, they just talk in the whole article about how these players kind of try to put their feet in both worlds and how difficult that is. One player at the end of the article says, a lot of the Christian thing is putting you before the eye, and in football games you sometimes are taught to be selfish, to do what you have to do to get ahead by any necessary means. You have to stop and ask yourself, am I a football player who's a Christian, or a Christian who's a football player?
Good point.
And the whole thing with our friend Ray Lewis, we talked about that a little bit the other day on the show. Now this thing has come out with the deer stuff. I'm just wondering, do we know anything? Has anybody ever heard of this spray before?
Yeah, well, I've been accused.
No,
of
not me.
taking,
You have? Okay.
I have not.
What's the symptoms of it? I mean, what's the side effects and stuff?
It makes you be able to jump over fences in a single bound.
Yeah.
It makes your butt stick up a little higher. You're very nimble.
Right.
You like to lay down in tall grass.
Right.
All those things.
How about the little bunny, the little tail in the back? That, you know.
Yeah,
The
you
women
grow
grow a
little
little tail. Little white tail. That's
hell of a
funny.
drug, man.
Well, I also know that there was some shakedown about the UC possibly playing, and do we want to pick that up anymore and deal with that?
Yeah, and you know what? And I yield the floor.
would play.
I yield the floor to Dan to crucify your arguments, including with Nerlens Noel. I think Plan UC would block 36 shots.
No, Justin Jackson would take care of Noel.
Oh, Bill.
Ask those two big boys in Mississippi how they did.
Nobody could guard Archie
This
Goodwin.
is the Big East. We're talking the Big East here.
Wilcher would probably hit 15 threes.
Not the stupid SEC.
120 to 50 would be my prediction.
I tell you what.
No chance.
Oh, wait a minute. Casper versus the Italian Stallion coaching. Casper, Italian Stallion coaching. Yep, we win.
And now you're going to attack our coaching staff.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I did it before you did it. I knew you would go that low, Garrett Sablehouse. So I went after Cronin before you
I
did.
don't want that grease bucket on my side.
By the way, in all seriousness, all you UC fans, I like Cronin. I think Cronin's a good guy.
Cronin's a
I
good
like
dude.
him. I kind of first thought he was kind of like he's so little and white. You know what I mean? Pasty
Very
white.
white.
Pasty white.
white
But you know what though? Listen to his show. He knows his basketball.
He does.
He's good. I really like Nick Cronin.
I do too, and especially from what they had. You know,
I liked him too. He was entertaining.
Well,
man.
he was entertaining.
Boy, have you seen him lately?
Oh, he's dragging.
But
I was talking to say he's going to die.
He's
gonna die.
he looks like
got
a
a death
walking
wish.
heart
Got a
attack.
death wish.
He looks like a walking heart attack.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know the thing that I didn't like about him was his the way he believed. Here's a great example: Patino and Calipari. You know they go bonkers too. But if you notice, it's almost, and Patino's the best at it. I thought he would go bonkers, but then it would be like in a teaching, like while he's going bonkers, he's in a teaching moment. Huggins was just mean.
Oh, hey.
Was mean. I used to feel sorry for the players, kind of like Bobby Knight was. And I used to feel like, I wish somebody just jack Huggins up. But he would be mean.
Oh, he would. That's
He
right.
would yell or just give the guys a death stare.
Right.
Down to the,
Right. We better start playing this song. We're not going to be able to play all this song.
Yeah, so-
Stairway to Heaven.
We got to at least get to the.
Hey, we dedicate this song to Pastor Dan. Stairway to Heaven. On ClassX
To
Radio.
God.
Okay. The accident in Cold Spring has closed the road due to the large accident involving multiple vehicles in the AA highway southbound north of Mernon Road. In Hamilton, there's an injury accident on Winton Road and West North Bend Road. In Cincinnati, there are disabled vehicles on the Ram to I-75 southbound on I-74, an accident on Colray Avenue at Rayburn Drive. In Westchester, an accident on the Ram to I-275 on I-75 northbound at I-275 exit 16. In Hamilton, a disabled vehicle on the ramp to I-75 southbound on West Mitchell Avenue at I-75. In Cincinnati, an accident on Hamilton Avenue, US 127 at Robinson Drive. In Montgomery, an accident on US 22 north of Mitchell Farm Lane. And in Cincinnati, an accident blocking the left shoulder on I-74 eastbound at Montana Avenue, exit 17.
All right, thank you very much. Dan, I got to ask you a question. What do you think about this law being passed about Katie Stein is sponsoring that if you can prove that someone that you, and it's going to have a lot of legal hurdles because in law we have something called proximate causation, so you're going to have a tough time proving it. But if you could prove that a heroin dealer gave heroin to someone and that caused that person to die, she wants them to be able to be charged with homicide. And I want to tell you something, it's not premeditated murder, but that's at least reckless homicide or manslaughter, so I think the law's good. What do you think?
Well, the ascending, descending lines of liability, I've always looked at it because I've been on boards, and with this one, it's clearly connected with some accountability. I've met her and know her a little bit, and she's a pretty straightforward lady. She's seems solid in her approach to politics as well as her own faith, and I would like to see some of that happen. I've got two people the last 2 weeks we've prayed for in our church who've died from overdoses. One of them, my niece's dad, and so the other one just day before yesterday. And my sister has been in rehab 3 times for heroin, so I have some idea about what that experience is like. And so yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, my wife has been courageous, you know, and you know, publicly expressing some of the things that, you know, we went through with her son.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's incredible. It's incredible. And I want to say this, that it's changed my whole viewpoint, and what I think is a turning point. And it's kind of sad it has to get this way to be a turning point.
Right.
But then again, I got to plead guilty myself, you know. The Chamber of Commerce recognizing it is a major problem for the business community that have to deal with the theft, the harm. And I heard the speaker once speak, the damage that is done by a heroin addict with theft and destruction and medical care and everything else is incredible. And it spreads. And if you try it once, I mean, I've told you know, our other kids, just do never try that thing. Mm-hmm. And by the way, just to let everybody know, because I want to take the edge off of this, what happened with Corey, Oxycontin, prescribed by a orthopedic doctor. Correct. From a knee surgery.
Right.
And by the way, I actually like this orthopedic doctor. Good guy. I didn't know it at the time, but that led to getting those prescriptions refilled.
Correct.
Synthetic heroin. And that's what led it. And let's face it, prescription drugs is an issue.
Exactly the same path for my sister. She started on, had an accident, car accident, started on Oxy, went from there to the synthetic stuff, and then on to the hard stuff.
And how about Dr. Shear? Dr. Shear was over-prescribing pain medication, had a pharmacy in his office, and was planning to open up a methadone clinic in Covington.
Correct.
So let's get them all hooked,
That's
and
right.
then I'm going to make money getting them off.
Right.
That is beyond incredible.
Yeah, it is.
But this problem, and let me tell you something too that I learned, and I hope I don't get emotional. I probably will. If there was one thing I would have done different, and I told her this again here tonight. God, I'm so mad at myself. I wouldn't have cared a damn about the money. I wouldn't have given a damn about whatever. I would have put him in a freaking car. We would have drove out west to one of those treatment centers that cost a freaking $1 million.
Right.
And I would have done that. And I regret not doing that because we went to all these other things and tried these other things, and you get to a point to where it's like, man, I can't believe he's doing this. You know, I can't, you know.
Sure.
And it totally changed. And having seen it, and what you don't realize is the things that they do, they don't like what they're doing.
No, they don't.
And they hate themselves for hurting people they love.
Exactly right.
And my perspective, I mean, I got the truth of what really goes down, and they're stealing because they gotta have it, and they don't want to steal, and they don't want to have it, but they gotta have it.
Yep. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. And it's just so just awful. The key thing is never get started. That's the key thing. You never, ever want to get started. By the way, on a lighter note, Saturday night, February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Got to work in a few groundhog jokes again. 9 o'clock down at the Thompson House where they made the Thompson submachine gun, the Tommy gun. I will be doing a comedy show. Jay Armstrong's before me, so come on down. I think it's like $10. And we got 20 free tickets. So email me at eric@ericdeters.com, and those of you that don't want to buy a ticket, I'll give you a free ticket.
My name on the list?
No. By the way, speaking of groundhogs, seriously, I grew up on a farm. I saw some of the biggest groundhogs you'd ever want to see. Scary. You see a big old groundhog come out of a hole and take off running, you'd be like, oh my God, that groundhog will eat me.
You need to go swap.
It's like raccoons. Raccoons look cute. They will bite you.
Oh, they're huge too.
Those big old groundhogs look kind of cute, you know, the cartoons. They will eat you with those teeth.
That's right.
You don't want to mess with a groundhog.
Well, they just chip wood away.
Yeah.
Those are strong teeth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we got to have some fun with this. Who should we dedicate? Oh, we dedicate this song to Gary Jeff Walker, the cross-dressing man from Bellevue, on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Hey, give that to Jake. Jake, you take that up to the office and give it to Kim when you get down there. Now listen, when we were gone, we found out some things. Well, first, last traffic report there, traffic girl.
All right, in Cold Spring, the road is closed due to a large accident involving multiple vehicles in the Double-A Highway southbound of Mernon Road. In Hamilton, an injury accident on Winton Road at West North Bend Road. And in Cincinnati, there are accidents blocking the left shoulder on I-74, eastbound of Montana Avenue, an accident on Hamilton Avenue at US 127 at Robinson Drive, and an accident on Wooster Pike at Red Bank Road.
Now, we learned, I want you to give this statistic, that the UK Wildcats and the UC Bearcats have played how many times, and what's the record there, Pastor Dan?
Well, I'm only into facts. You know, I don't try to pervert the facts.
There we go.
Stick to facts.
I just wanted to tell you just the facts.
Just what's the facts?
And the preamble to this is that I do cheer for the University of Cincinnati Bearcats.
So do I.
When they're not playing the University of Kentucky
I'm the
Wildcats.
same way. I'm the same
However, my sanctified rant concerning the possible showdown between these two universities is that in 37 games, the Wildcats from Kentucky have won 27 of them. 20.
So, let me tell you why they've
So how many did you see win?
10. 27.
Well, at least they made double digits.
Count them and we.
It took them 37 games to do it, but at least they made double
because
digits.
you hellbillies quit playing us.
Oh, by the way.
We used a perfect strategy to beat you back in the
Hold
60s.
the ball?
By the way.
Perfectly legal tactic back in
Hold the ball.
By the way, unlike you, Garrett Sablehouse, we got a self-deprecating humor. Have you ever heard the UK Wildcats pregame show? Mm-hmm. These UK fans call up from all over the state, and they'll say, what do you think Wiltshire's going to do tonight? You think Wiltshire's going to have time? I think the Cats are going to win by 10. I mean, they give specific answers like, well, I think the Cats will win by 10. And I mean, I'm listening to this, and I'm like, my God, I can't take it.
I know it.
But you see, you have to understand about UK, and a lot of this, like Alabama football, like Alabama football, okay? They do not have any professional sports.
Right.
It's not like Cincinnati. We can pick and choose.
Right.
The UK is all they got.
That's it.
Louisville, it's all they got.
That's it.
So that's the issue right there.
That's exactly right.
Hey, I got the tickets here. 20 tickets. If you'd like a free ticket to the comedy show, eric@ericdeters.com.
Give me one, I'm not going.
All right, I'll give you two. Here, you gonna bring somebody, Shannon, there?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you two. But anyway, UK, baby. Over to Bearcats.
I'm not bringing anybody, just give me one.
Okay. Can't even get a date. Or are you going with Traffic Girl? By the way, you ready for this? He's going to the Elton John concert, going to the Back Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Back Boys.
Back Boys.
The Back Boys, are they getting the laser treatment while they're here?
Jake, you.
I'll take two. I can get my wife with the little pretty toes to come with.
There we go. Hey, there's going to be a pretty toe section.
Is there?
But only people with pretty toes is allowed
But they
to
say your wife's not coming. Is that's
she's not going to come.
I'm not sitting with you hellbillies.
She gets mad when I say this, but it's
I'll be in the back.
She is the most non-obnoxious person in the world. She is the antithesis of me. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care about attention.
Who marries Z?
Of course, I always say it's business. It's business related. It's business related. She's like, yeah. I mean, she's got a poster. She did a poster for us.
Well, I understand it. He's going to introduce you, and he's going to wear his NSYNC T-shirt.
Oh my God!
Right, I'm gonna walk
Oh my God!
I want to know how well the NSYNC T-shirt fits.
Yeah.
Oh
Does it
my
fit well
God!
It's a little snug.
It's a little snug. I gotta see
Oh
this.
my jeez, Pete! I don't think I can take this anymore.
I'm gonna do a cartwheel on the
NSYNC.
stage.
Oh, jeez, Pete. We actually had something lined up pretty good that I think is pretty good, but we'll see if it works out or not. Dan, you got anything else you didn't get to on your list today? And by the way, Dan, you were radio superb. You know what? It just goes to show you that preachers are better than doctors in radio. You know, doctors kind of suck at radio.
No.
I'm just teasing.
God.
Kurtzman. Bring in
God
those
is
double
better.
D breast augmentation things.
God is better at radio.
Well, the only thing I have to say is I learned the clue to being successful here. That is, come here to have a good time. With
There you
everybody,
go!
You know? Just have a good time.
Bingo! You know, you try to... I'm not kidding you. My best shows that I've ever done on radio is when I was prepared to talk about things, but it's kind of like you go with what comes.
That's right.
When I've tried to like force the show into a script, it never works.
Hey, is
If you
that-
notice that, Shannon, like when you try to force that traffic report you read off the computer and like to a set thing, it never works. But like when you freestyle it,
Yeah.
it works.
I'm getting it, yeah.
Yeah, when you just freestyle the traffic report.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right.
What are you going to say?
Hey, is
Thank you for the confidence.
is Jay Armstrong that tattooed up hillbilly that was in here a few weeks ago?
Yeah, man, it kind of worried me. I said, "Are you funny?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of funny. So what's your shtick?" He never really said anything, did he? I'm getting worried. Jay, tell me a joke. Make me laugh.
Sucks. I'm gonna have to go save this show. Is what's gonna end up happening.
Oh, you're so full.
I'm gonna.
Jay Armstrong. I heard Jay Armstrong won like a national competition as an 8th grader.
I'm gonna get the big hook, pull
What
it
I
off
heard.
stage.
Oh my God.
And then you're going to come out with your NSYNC T-shirt and do a Farley.
And then I'll go out and do Farley and everything.
Farley is an NSYNC. That would be funny. Hey, Chris Farley NSYNC.
Don't call me up on stage after I'm done with my intro. I'll be
I will not.
out of it.
Wasted
by
it.
then.
I will not embarrass you.
And
I will not embarrass you with that, my
And I'm
friend.
not going to wear my Lone Ranger outfit. I
Oh,
promise.
God, please don't. Hey, Chuck, did you hear about this? He wore a Lone Ranger outfit until he was 26.
That's right.
Did you make the little neighbor kid be Tonto?
Oh, absolutely. I got a new one every
You know,
day.
I could picture you 8 years old running around Lone Ranger.
Oh, I can, man.
Oh, man.
Him and Zorro are my two big ones.
I love Zorro.
I love Zorro.
I love Zorro.
I had a sword with chalk on the end of it.
Fighting for the little guy.
Doing my Z's.
Fighting for the little guy.
Give us a joke. Tell us one of your jokes you've got prepared here.
I don't tell jokes, I tell stories. I'm going to save them. I do have one joke that I always tell.
Limerick?
That is, well, I do limericks, but I have one. If somebody like demands a joke,
You're not going to bring your newsletter on stage, are you? Just go through the newsletter.
He's picking out all the jokes from the last month from the newsletter.
I'm going to have William whispering jokes. I'm going to have William whispering jokes in my ear while I'm on stage. And they better be funny, William. You better not feed me a bad one. I'm going to be wired up.
Garrett's going to be on the side with a jack wagon.
Oh,
I'm going to be laughing my ass off either with you or at you.
they don't have a jack wagon thing down there.
We
do
need
they?
to take a fax
We can
machine
get
with
one.
us. Sarah will fax his life observations.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury, thanks for tuning in. It's been great fun. We'll be back tomorrow with Radio Superbity. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours. Great show, man. That's a great show. I love when we do
Fun
great
day.
radio. It was.